Jeff Brown Show. And I'm the host with the most. And, I always got to introduce the family, the lovely side of the show. Always. I call her the smile. None other than my homegirl, Coca Brown, doing her 1-2 in the building. The smile. Oh, my gosh. It's smiling. What?
Hey, baby, how you doing?
You glowing and shit?
I'm trying to get ready. I got to go speak at my son's school later, honey. You know, I'll be doing multiple.
Oh, girl, you're glowing like a mother. I can't say that on radio. But listen, you're glowing like a
Because
mother father. Okay?
anybody, Dusty's son, stressed me out, honey. Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, that's
peace
what happens.
for peace.
Got you. I got you. Big shout out to our man, Darvio. He's out today. Big shout out to his father, Papa D, Papa Daniels. Make sure that we keep him in our prayers and
Absolutely.
ask for speedy recovery for him. But hey,
Absolutely.
y'all, I'm excited about this show, Coco. I'm excited about the show because we have some phenomenal guests on the show today.
Yes.
I want to introduce these gentlemen. First off, I want to give a big shout out to my man. Lavelle Jones. Big shout out to him. This guy is incredible. R&B legend. Just well connected in the entertainment industry and just continues to be relevant even in 2023. And today he has blessed us to have none other than Carey Kelly, the brother of Robert Kelly, aka R. Kelly,
Mhm.
on the show today. Very excited to have you all on the show. How y'all doing, brothers?
We're doing great.
Good. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
Thank
having
All
you.
us.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me just jump right into this, man, because Carrie and Bill, there's so much questions, right? That the public has, that people are always curious about. But Carrie, we definitely want to talk about the book, your new release book. And I know that it's been a long time coming for that. But I would like to know, from your standpoint, being the brother of R. Kelly, how has the challenges publicly he faced affected you?
Well, I mean, it's affected me and my whole entire family, not just me. Um, People they don't see the things that it takes to get to where Robert became. Um, it's also like a blessing and a curse. Um, because of the things that happens, how people sit back and capitalize off of different things. You know, opportunist. So that's what comes along with
Mm. Okay, when you talk about opportunists, can you elaborate on that?
well, I mean, different people, that Robert has came into contact with, with his great talent. He's the most talented guy that I know, and gifted and anointed. Robert is anointed by God with a gift, and people who heart is not right, especially knowing that his education level wasn't very high. Um, Took advantage of different things because of that. Um, when you think that a person that got to the point where God has gotten to, you would think that it's all love, but it be different things that be mixed up in the love for his accomplishments in life. It be people that latches themselves on to different things that don't never really care about a person, if that makes sense. They
Yeah,
only care
yeah,
about what the person is capable of doing. That's what comes
yeah,
along.
yeah, yeah. And and I understand that this has been a real, I'm pretty sure, an emotional roller coaster, with watching, court proceedings and those type of things happening in your brother's life. What was it like growing up with your brother? I mean, what experience did you have growing up with him? What was that like?
Well, when we grew up just like everybody else, every other kid in America, you know what I'm saying? We really didn't have much. Um, we was comical. We used to watch the Three Stooges, and we used to act like we was the Three Stooges, the black version. Um, so we always was comical and kept that in our life. And my mama is still churching us, and Robert had an amazing voice even as a kid. Um, we always believed in him and that he was gonna go somewhere real far in his life. Um, so we sibling rivalry, it happens, in every family. Um, but it's a lot of people that's too busy looking over in our grass, and their grass needs to be cut. They're looking in our backyard, but it's the same things that's happening in their family as well, whether they admit it or not. But like I said, we just basically grew up normal, or our mother Joanne was always trying to give us a better life than what she had. Um, that's pretty much it. And one thing I love about um, our family, our matriarchs that's no longer here, that's our guardian angels, been the way they raised us was right. They raised us with morals and values and instilled the word of God in us. So we was raised the right way. But like I said, when it came to challenges and stuff, Robert, he couldn't read and write and understand and comprehend as well. Um, and that was a task for him. Um, so Robert basically geared that energy toward his music, because I believe that he knew that he wasn't gonna really be like a person at work, a job, 9 to 5. Robert knew he was a boss, even as a kid. Um,
Mm,
so he basically focused on that. It's almost like a person that um they can't smell, or they can't see. They got another sense that actually kicks in, where it's stronger. And that's what happened to Robert growing up, because he just couldn't grasp a hold um, to education and you know things of that nature. So he took he took the industry and the music and stuff by storm, and he wrote it. That's
We're
all.
having a hard, I'm sorry, we're having a hard time hearing you, Killa.
Hold on one second.
yeah, yeah.
Second. What about now? Can you hear me better?
Perfect, perfect.
Right. How much?
Much better, man. Much better. Don't change it.
Okay. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was okay. I got it now. I got to sit still and hold the phone and look east, and then I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah. Don't move. Yeah, don't move. Don't move. Well, listen. We glad you got that fixed. Listen, we got more to come. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with my man Carey Kelly. We getting the inside scoop. We'll be right back with me and Coco Brown. It is the Jeff Brown Show with the Coco Brown. We'll be right back with more of this interview.
Medicaid keeps me covered.
It keeps me covered too.
Illinois is mailing annual Medicaid renewals, which means that you need to make sure you stay covered too.
Everyone's due date is different.
Check yours at abe.illinois.gov.
When you save on auto insurance for driving safe with USAA Safe Pilot, you'll feel like a big deal, even in a traffic jam. Save up to 30% with USAA Safe Pilot. Restrictions apply.
This is the Jeff Brown Show.
And we're back. Sitting here with my man, Carey Kelly, my man, Vale Jones. Love Vale Jones. I call him Vale, but y'all call him Love Vale. You know what I'm saying? And I got the lady side of the show with me, lovely Coco Brown. Coco, I know making some conversation in the break,
Mhm,
during the break. All right, but
mhm.
you made some good points, and I just want you to kind of share what your thought was.
Well, yeah, I was listening to Carey, and he was talking about Robert as a child, as an adolescent, and I noticed that he was saying that he didn't see the world through like everybody else. I know that a lot of times when they say people are creative geniuses, they tend to live in this bubble that they see things very differently. But it also can, be a situation when they're that creative, uh, when they're creative geniuses, it's almost like some other things might not click in as much. Like, when they say people are creative geniuses, highly intelligent or genius level, sometimes things like common sense or just right and wrong, just very basic things that we think come very innately to us, does not come to them because they see the world through different eyes. And when you were talking about him coming up and how he was very different and how he saw things, did you kind of feel that maybe that was maybe him in terms of that creative genius insight of how he viewed the world?
Yes. I felt like I knew that my brother was different,
Mm-hmm,
in a great way. Just because he couldn't really read and write and comprehend and understand,
mm-hmm,
he was smart on other levels that was above a lot of people, most people. Um, and and we always believed in that, especially my mama. We didn't get toys and stuff for Christmas. We got instruments. So
mm.
we got instruments, and at first we like, what we supposed to do with that, you know? Um, but yeah, that's something that she saw in all of her children.
Right.
Um, and Robert was more compassionate about it. Um, what people don't understand is he never worked a job
Mm,
in his life, because he was born to be an entrepreneur. He was
mhm,
born to be a boss. He was born to be in control. Of his career and his destiny.
mhm,
So it's like, with that being said, it's like he was different, and he was a little spoiled, too, because he was the baby before I was born, so my mom and them and everybody just gravitated to him, and
mhm,
and things of that nature. So yeah, he was spoiled because he was the baby for 4 years.
mhm.
Um, and then I came along. Um, so it's it was when he
No,
couldn't get his way.
I have to ask
I
this
mean,
question. Not to cut you off, brother, but it just hit me. My brother and I are 5 years apart, and we had extreme sibling rivalry up until probably our mid-30s, where it was a competition. Did you and Robert have that?
well, yes, we did. We was in competition for our mother's love.
Mhm.
Um, and with me being the baby, it was like, I really didn't have to do much. Um, People don't understand, like, like even my family members, my mama had a child before me after Robert, but
Mhm.
he was born, he was stillborn, so she lost a child. So
Mm.
when I came along, um I'm just only can imagine, as a mother, how she was thinking and how she treated it. It was like, I don't want to lose another one.
Right.
um
I'm overly protective of you all after that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, man, because I'm hearing some phenomenal uh memories and history as it relates to Robert that really doesn't get talked about. It doesn't. There's not a lot of light shed on this. I guess humanity aspect of Robert. What do you, from your opinion, and we don't, it's just your opinion or your thought, your perspective. What do you think became the challenge that separated him from this God fearing household to create or step into this guy R. Kelly, that kind of seemed like really became the main narrative that
Ooze
kind of
of
opened up.
sexuality.
Huh?
Ooze
Huh?
of sexuality.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, everything the church says we should be.
yeah. What do you think
Well,
about that, Kelly? I
well,
mean, Carey?
I actually, it's, I know it's my opinion, but me actually being there,
Mm-hmm.
I can say I know what happened to my brother, when it came to what he been through. Robert, like I say, Robert different. He was different even as a kid, but when he became a star, um, Robert gravitated to. He was glad. He was glad because he sometimes he had doubts. As big as he became, he had doubts on making it. A lot of people don't know that a lot of record labels turned Robert down before
Mm-hmm.
he, when he went to Natalie Cole's Big Break, when it was
Mm-hmm.
him and MGM, R. Kelly and MGM, Mentally Gifted Men. When he went there and he won on Natalie Cole's Big Break, that's when the label started actually calling. So
Mm,
had doors closed in his face, and in Robert mind, he was believing that it was because he couldn't really read and write, and he was determined to make the world see his talent through his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
um so that's what kept him going. But once he got in there, once he made it, the wrong people. Robert is really a teddy bear. This R. Kelly cat is an entity, and that came from people being around. That, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier. When you got people around you and they yes sirs, and if Robert said, "Hey, the sun is purple tonight," yes, Robert, it is. That's
Mm-hmm.
not a chemistry being who he is, because he started to believe that they are right. Um, when you have people around that tell you, "Hey, man, I don't know if you need, your cataracts checked or whatever, bro, but that sun is always been the same color, you know,
mm.
our whole entire life. So it's not purple, bro." Then
Do you feel like he didn't want anyone around him to tell him the truth?
well, when you got the world, I would say the majority of the world telling you this and telling you that, and it become confusing, especially to a person that's not educated. And that's
Mm,
and by they took advantage of his situation. He's a
right.
genius in music, and producing and writing songs and hit record after hit records. Robert, he spit those out with no problem. But when
Mm,
it comes to being um intellectual and intelligent, when it comes to dealing with people,
mm,
anybody that say they love him, or anybody that say, "Hey, we see your vision, we see what you're saying," even if you're on this train and this train is going 200 miles an hour and
mm,
there's no brakes, we
mm,
we we believe in you. And and, and Robert take that face value. He believe in that. So yes, the people that were saying, "Hey man, this train, we need to jump off this train. It's gonna crash and kill everybody."
right.
Robert's not
Wow,
trying to hear them.
wow.
Do you
Listen,
think
man, this is
he needed control? He had control issues where he needed control.
Yes, and I believe that actually came from different things that happened to him as a child.
Mm,
At one point, I, thought my brother was a monster with all the different things that was going on, and I
right.
had to really sit back and really, really think about it. Yeah, I did say some things in interviews and things of that nature, but when I really actually seen that this was hitting so real, and I actually went to trial. I went up to New York twice. I'm really starting to understand that, like, this right here is different when it comes to Robert, because Robert is so used to being right. Y-
Mm,
You know,
which is a
because
natural effect
right, it's a
of
natural effect.
around you, never correcting you.
Exactly. And it can happen to the best of us. You know,
Right.
it didn't just happen to him because he's R. Kelly. It can happen to the best of us. Because we're human beings at the end of the day. None of us is perfect. So when I started sitting back and understanding different things, and it made me have more compassion in my heart for my brother, and we went through, and whatever our disagreements may have been in the past, that's the past, and that's where I leave it at. It's the past. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at the
I
present,
want to.
build a great future.
Well, listen, hey, Carey, don't go nowhere, man. We're going to talk a little bit more about. I want to get into the book, and also I want to. There's another, there's a couple other things I want to talk about, and I want to get your perspective on as well, man, because you're really dropping some phenomenal gems and some phenomenal insight on, as I say, on a different perspective as the brother of Robert Kelly, because we, as people as fans, I've been a fan of his music for a long time,
No,
and.
we don't know Robert.
Huh?
We don't
What
know Robert. We know R.
we don't know, Robert. We know R, and so I'm appreciating the transparency and just keeping it 100. But listen, I need to take a break. I gotta pay some bills. Coco and I, Carey, my man, Bill. We'll be right back with more of the Jeff Brown Show. I want to talk about that book when we come back. Be right back. Yep.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
This is the Jeff Brown Show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Coco Brown, and you are back with the Jeff Brown Show. We are so excited to have this incredible guest. We have Carey Kelly, author, musician, artist, voice, and the brother of Robert R. Kelly. We are going to get back into this. Jeff, do you have something? Because I know I do.
Yeah, I do. I want to kind of I want you to hold that thought because I want to kind of pivot into the book, because he just released his book,
Yes.
something that he's been working on for over 20 years, and from what I'm understanding, the book really focuses on their hero, which was their mother, and I just want Carey to talk a little bit about that as well. Also, let me say this. Coming up in the show, I have my man Dwayne Evans coming up in the show. He is the CEO and owner of Doing Better Than Excellent, which is a nonprofit that focuses on domestic violence. So this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In addition to that, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I just want to kind of shine a light on that. Just kind of soft plug there. But Carey, talk a little bit about the book. Um, you talk about some things in the book. You mentioned some things, even, just some of the challenges that, your brother went through. You talk about, your upbringing, your mom, her faith. You just talk about all of that. And talk a little bit about that, and how your mom really became your hero. You kind of, touched on it early on, but I want to kind of, talk about it right now.
Well, I'm a firm believer. We was raised by three great women. I mean, three great women. We was blessed enough to be able to see three generations. Our great grandmother on down to our grandmother on down to our mother, and our mother's mother was a evangelist. They all believed in God and they all believed in his word, and that's what we was raised in. Um, when we got old enough to be able to make our own decisions, we all strayed away from that. And that's why I call the book The Kelly Chronicles, Lord Forgive Us All. Robert
Mm,
is not the only one that made mistakes.
mm,
Mm,
mm, mm.
mm.
That's
So that's deep. So when you talk about Chronicles, there have been talk that your brother had faced had been molested. Is there any truth to that?
Yes. Um,
Okay,
I was molested as well.
okay,
And the thing of that is, everybody deal with situations differently. Um, I decided to become an advocate um, for that, against that when it comes to a child um, virginity. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just when I think about it, it just really it takes me back. And it really bothers my soul, and that's another reason I had to do this book. I spoke to God on my situation so many times, and um and he guided me. I asked him to guide my footsteps every time he allowed me to open my eyes to see a day that I never saw before and I never see again.
right.
Um so he guided me to be able to get my truth out because it's therapeutic to me. It's therapeutic because I know that other people is actually going through these things around the world. It's not just the Kelly family. Um, it's millions of people that's going through things and they don't know how to express what they're going through. So I feel like we are the sacrificial lambs. So that's why I paced our life um, on a platform to be able to let people understand that Robert is great at what he did and he made a lot of great accomplishments in his life, his music, but he's still a human being. We are human beings and we all are God's children. So we've
Yeah.
been in the same places they've been. We've been through the same things they've been through.
When you
Um,
talk about being in the same, going through the same things, the age-old cliche, guilty by association. And did you ever feel that when he was going through the allegations, the trial, the persecution, did you ever feel like that trickled down to you?
explain that. I don't understand what you're saying. You saying trickle down to me as
Like, did you feel you were being judged just as much as he was?
Oh yes, oh yes. Actually, I was being judged. For me, I was being judged a little bit worse because I'm just a brother. I'm not famous. I'm not. I'm really actually up under my brother light, and I was just grateful that he allowed me to come on tour with him. He allowed me to be in videos. He allowed me to travel and see the world. I would have never saw the world without my brother, and that's facts. I wouldn't have never got a chance. I would have been one of those cats that been in the hood just like everybody else. Just that's where they live at and that's where they die at. Because they didn't have an opportunity to be able to go around the world. And I've been around the world 2 or 3 times with him. So I was grateful for that. But what came along with that is, yes, I do feel like people believe that they would choose to rather believe that it's the brother that ain't on nothing opposed to the brother that's a superstar. I'm not saying that it was him. I'm just saying that that's how I
They were
felt.
trying to find someone to blame.
Yes, yes,
Gotcha.
yes. So and not
that's
only that.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, Carey. No, I'm just listening to that. It's amazing how perspective and what people think about individuals and not have the whole story. It just, it definitely can put sour taste in people's mouth. You know what I'm saying? The audience that is actually in tune to what's going on. But go ahead, Carey. I'm just kind of that's like wow. Go ahead.
Well, so I looked at it like, you know, um, Yeah, I was brought up. I actually did Judge Mathis had a Judge Mathis case, and they actually subpoenaed the tape into the courtroom to show the of Robert's 2001 case. It ended in 2008, but I believe the case was in 2001 or 2002, somewhere
Right.
around in there.
Okay, hold on, Carey. You said what, Coco? You kind of went in and out.
No, I know. I was listening to him, and he said they subpoenaed his brother's tape for something that he was dealing with. And how did they even put 2 and 2 together for that to even be part of the issue?
Now, and before you go into that, are we talking about the tape of where allegedly that he was with the young lady in the urination tape? Are we talking about that, or are we talking about something totally different?
Well, we're talking about the alleged allegations in the 2001 case. That changed my life.
Gotcha.
That changed my life, a whole lot. And to the point where, I pretty much had to seek professional help behind that. So while people are saying I'm jealous and they saying that, oh, he's just mad because he didn't get on, they don't know my story because they used to listening to one-sided stories. And that's the whole that's the ballpark right there of everything. With when Robert's lawyers at the time said that it could be his brother in the video, and when they said that,
wow,
that's how the tape became subpoenaed.
Wow.
Of Judge Mathis that I was on, not a tape with the little girl. I was on the Judge Mathis show.
It was
and the Judge Mathis show became subpoenaed into the courtroom. That's why you can't find it on the internet now, because it became a part of a case that I had nothing to do with.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So
by association, or they were looking for a scapegoat, and they said, "Why not get the brother we ain't heard about?"
Reasonable doubt.
Yeah. Shoot, I gotta take another break here, and I'm gonna start this conversation, and we'll pick it back up after the break. So, is that where the dissension, when that happened, when his attorney said, "Hey, let's put it on the brother. It could be the brother," creating that reasonable doubt. Is that where a lot of y'all challenges came, as far as your relationship with him?
Exactly.
Okay. I got
Well, we're gonna ask Carey about that, like what caused the rift and the disconnect, and then where are they now? So we'll be right back with the Jeff Brown Show with your girl Coco Brown.
The smile has spoken. We'll be right back.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details. This is the Jeff Brown Show.
What's going on? And we are back with my man, Carey Kelly, the brother of Robert Kelly, a.k.a. Mr. 12 Play R. Kelly. Man, you know what? this has been an incredible interview. Coco and I guess I could possibly speak for Coco, but we've interviewed some phenomenal people. But today I am really, I'm really enjoying this interview,
Yeah.
just from a standpoint of you seeing it from both sides. You know what I'm talking about, Coco? When you think
Well,
about
also understanding that there are more dynamics to this picture, and
absolutely,
and for once, somebody is talking about the human frailty of this man.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
Because the thing is, we still got the debate of, do I listen to his music? Do I not? Blah, 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 whatever the case may be.
correct,
Like all the time. I may not like Bill Cosby, but I love Cliff Huxtable. Moving on. So,
correct,
it's just,
yeah,
it's so to hear this, and to hear it from a perspective of the human side.
absolutely. It's
Not the
definitely
art going down our
it's
throats,
deep.
but the human side.
Yeah, it's deep, and I'm just glad that we are actually. I believe we may be the first to have this exclusive conversation as it relates to this aspect of it. And I could be wrong, but Vale, you and Carey may know that a little bit better. But
You're
Right.
correct.
We want to get into
yeah,
that of
yeah,
how Carey became close through this situation, and what was the catalyst that started the rift between you, Carey, and your brother Robert, and where are you now?
yeah,
Well, that was the situation right there. That's my brother. I'm always gonna love my brother because that's my mama's child, and
Mhm.
and I cannot love her without loving her seed. It's impossible.
Mm,
So I love
mm,
all children.
mm.
And you know, in actuality, I really felt like, okay, my brother being in who he is when this took place, um, and these are his lawyers that's saying this. My brother, I felt like Robert was in a position to be able to say, "Hey, y'all keep my family out of this. That's not my brother," and people would have listened to him. But I felt like since nothing was said, um, that I was threw up under the bus while everybody's saying, I'm not my brother's keeper. At one point in my life, I felt like I wasn't being kept.
yeah.
Deep, deep, deep. It's a wow, wow.
So during that time, how did that? I'm pretty sure when that came out, that had made. I'm assuming that probably affected you financially. That probably affected you with your family, your friends. I'm just assuming. They say you assume you make an ass of yourself. This is one of them times I think I'm gonna try to make an ass of myself. Did that affect you negatively in those aspects?
Yes, it did because I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I have feelings, and that's when you can spiral out of control. Not thinking before you do things or before you say things. You're just speaking from a place of hurt, a place of disappointment, a place of anger, um, and things of that nature. My children was in school at that time, and they was young, and my kids used to get into fights because kids used to tease them and say, "Your daddy is a child molester." So yeah,
Mm,
I really went through it. Okay,
mm,
and it's like no one can understand those shoes unless they put them on, try them on, and walk around the block, and see how they fit.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's my kids was going through that, and then you got people that's grown, that's Robert fans out there fighting my kids because my kids is protecting my name, my brand.
Mm,
Yeah.
So it got crazy for me to the point where I had to seek some type of help because I started having anxiety attacks. I never been through that before in my life. Anxiety attacks out of control where I just couldn't control them. I was being rushed to the hospital 4 times out of a week, and it's only 7 days. Okay,
mm,
so yeah, that's something that I went through, and I feel like it changed my life forever, to a certain degree. And I'm not mad or angry. I just understand. And looking at Robert's situation right now, my heart really goes out to him, regardless to what people think. At the end of the day, that's my brother, and it ain't nothing I could do about it. It ain't nothing he could do about it. Bruce, my brother, it ain't nothing I could do about it, or nothing he could do about it. And Teresa's my sister, even though she did those things to us when we was kids. That's still my sister. Um, and the way that I was raised, my mama always told us that, the Bible say that the truth shall set you free. So I'm cut from that cloth of I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil.
Yeah.
So now, I got Vail on. We got Vail with us as well. I know he's been sitting in, and I know Vail and you are partners and business partners or whatever. Vail, from your perspective, because you was the same backup with R. Kelly, right? You was
That's
one of the
correct.
backups.
That's
Uh,
correct.
okay, so what is your thought? Oh, what have you learned watching this unfold and being close to Carey and being the backup singer for R. Kelly, for Robert, and what did you learn throughout this? What have you seen?
Most, Mostly with maturity comes understanding. We were all young, touring the world, and I got to experience more of R. Kelly than I did Rob. So I have a little different perspective than Killa being his brother. So I experienced R. Kelly at the height of his career on the 12 Play tour. That's where I met Killa and Rob and got to hang out with them. And I seen the dynamics, and I'm just gonna be honest, the dynamics between the two weren't good. He treated his brother um, kind of like a stepping stone compared to everybody else who was employed by him. I think because they had a brother relationship, that he didn't value what Carey really brought to the table. He didn't pay him equal. And these are things that I'm saying. I'm not saying them to tear R. Kelly down. Just it's truth. The truth should set you free. So these are the things that I saw. There was lacking in the relationship. So they would constantly be in it because Killa wasn't a pushover. Killa didn't care. He was a superstar. His money couldn't shut Killa up. So a lot of times Killa would get kicked off the tour. They get into it. Killa would stand up to him, say, "Hey, you wrong, you wrong." Rob did, that's where the control thing came in. Rob didn't want anybody telling him he's wrong. And so I experienced that, and during the rift, I was in Cleveland, and to be honest with you, this affected Killa financially, because he was touring, and when he would get kicked off the tour, he wouldn't have any way to make money. So he ended up in Cleveland. I think Rob paid up his rent in the Americana hotels there in Cleveland and Euclid for like 6 months, and after that, he was on his own. Uh, there were times where Killa was sleeping in his car. He was sleeping in abandoned buildings in the wintertime. And I told him, just come to Cleveland. I got you. And that's where we, formed the connection. He became my brother. I know, he was lacking a brother. He had a brother, but it wasn't really a brother relationship. So we became close and we became brothers, and I became his keeper. And we've been connected for almost 30 years now. And so I've been on this roller coaster ride with him. I've been with him where he was angry, he was lashing out. And it's come full circle to the book where, we're looking at things with mature eyes now and trying to understand what happened and why Rob is in the situation that he's in. And a lot of it is because of childhood. It's because a lot of people who were around him that were just there for a paycheck and didn't care what was going on and turned a blind eye to some things instead of standing up to him and say, "Hey, this was wrong. We headed down the wrong way," and that was killer. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that did that, Rob pretty much threw him away. So I've been full circle with Killa. We call him Killa, Carey. For the last 30 years, he's been my brother, and I've had his back. I've supported him, and it's a blessing to see that all the struggles he went through weren't in vain. He has a story to tell. It's a powerful story. It's not just about his brother. It's about the whole family dynamic and challenges that families face, whether you're in the hood or whether you're touring the world. We're all the same. And so it's come full circle. And the book is really, really powerful. It's available on Amazon, and the Audible book will be available next week sometime, so everybody can find it on Amazon.
That's dope. Hey, Vale, I want you to stay right there. Carey, I don't want you to go nowhere. Um, Listen, I got my main man, Dwayne Evans from Doing Better Than Excellent, the nonprofit that focuses on domestic violence. He's joined the conversation. Just want to tap in with him real quick and to talk about this serious issue in our community. We'll be right back. More of the Jeff Brown Show with Coco Brown.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino.
Can't, but today was just great, Carey. I just thank you for your
Right,
transparency.
we need a part two, sir.
Yeah, we definitely need a part two.
Sir. I'm just putting it out there. We need a part two, sir.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to thank.
Appreciate it, and thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Carey and Vale, for this. So as we end the show, Carey, if you can sum it up in just, you know, I'm gonna say a minute 30, right? What is one thing that you want the listeners to remember and take away as it relates to uh, your from your perspective, something that's positive? You know, we shine so much light on the negative. What's the positive thought that you want people to remember about this family and your talent and your gifting, your wonderful mother and the matriarchs and the patriarchs of your family that set the tone for your family? What is it that you want people to remember and know?
Well, I want to say to the people, the good people that's in the world, and everybody, if everybody got family, not if everybody has family, everybody came or derived from somewhere. If you love your family and you're supposed to, and your family love you and they supposed to, don't make the same mistakes that we did, because sometimes when that happens, it's hard to get it back on the right track, because the chain of events, some can become unforgivable, unforgiven. People hold on to things and don't let it go. And then we only got one life to live. So if you have an opportunity to mend things together with your family and the people that you love, and do so. Please do so. Please do so before it's too late.
Wow, I gotta throw this in here, man, and I'm gonna end the show. Um, Tell me one thing that if you had an opportunity to talk to your brother, what would you say to him right now?
I would actually say to Robert that we are strayed away from mama's teachings and our grandmother's teachings, but it's not too late for us to get it right, because we are 6 feet above the ground.
Wow. But there you have it, man. My man, Carey Kelly. Carey, where can people get? Hey, I love it. Carey, where can the people get the book at, man?
They can get the book on Amazon and Kindle. Kindle, Amazon is going to be on a couple of other platforms in a few days. The audio book will be available probably by next week. And again, the name of the book is called The Kelly Chronicles, Volume 1. Lord, forgive us all. There's many more volumes to come, y'all.
Wow. Vale, I want to thank you, brother. I want to thank you, Vale.
Hey, you're
so
more
listen,
than welcome.
Hey, I want to say this. This is what we do before we end the show. I do a segment called, the last segment is always called, What Did You Learn? Coco, what did you
Yes,
learn today?
there's always two sides to every story.
Wow. Bill, what did you learn today, brother?
I learned that the Jeff Brown show is hot. uh, I love the care that you gave Carey Kelly, because it is a sensitive topic. It's not easy exposing family tragedies, family secrets, and um, the more that we do so, it's our healing is in that. You know what I'm saying? And the healing is
Mm-hmm.
in the truth. So that's what I learned today from being on the Jeff Brown show and listening to Carey's interview.
Wow. Carey, what did you learn today, man?
I learned today that God is more realer every day that I wake up. Every day that He allow us to wake up, because there's millions and millions of people that didn't wake up this morning. Okay.
Wow.
And I learned that God still has great people, such as yourself, such as Coco, such as Vale, in this world. It's still great people in this world. So long as we know that, we have a chance to change for the better. And that's what it's
Wow.
about. And I thank you, brother. I really do. And yes, you was the exclusive interview. Yes, you were.
Well, I appreciate that. Let me tell y'all what I learned today. I learned today that God does specializes in second chances, and I pray that that as you continue to find your journey, brother, as you continue to evolve and into the greatness that God has in your life, man, I just pray that you continue to embrace this grace and mercy that God is giving you. And I'm also praying for your brother, because your brother is gifted and he's talented and he's anointed. And I'm just praying that God would keep him and that God will encourage him where he is at this very moment. So, with that said, hey, y'all, listen, make sure you guys go subscribe on iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast on your favorite listening device. Big shout out to my people out there in Rhythm 105 and Sacramento at Rhythm 105.9 FM, Edgar, Nebraska, Hits 90.5. I appreciate all y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Listen, God loves you. I love you. And there's nothing in the world you can do about it. Coco, we out, baby.
Yes.
We out.
We out, baby. Hey, bless y'all.
Peace.